Hey everybody, welcome to Broadway.com's Live at 5. It is Wednesday, September 11th, and I am Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And I'm Beth Stevens.
And we are joined here in the studio by Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
Look at those earrings.
She always has a look.
Look at those beautiful
Always a look.
earrings.
Thank you.
Mermaid vibes. And we have a fantastic guest with us
Yes,
today.
we do.
We have Duckling Donna. Olivia Hardy is here from the national tour of Summer, the Donna Summer Musical. She's amazing. I've gotten to know her a little bit. I'm very excited to chat with her. But first, Beth and I are going to talk about today's top 5.
There has been a little casting change for this upcoming production.
It's actually a big casting
big.
change.
Big
We're
casting
talking about
change.
Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, the newest revival of
Right.
this often revived play. We had heard that Eddie Izzard would play George, opposite Laurie Metcalf's Martha.
Absolutely.
Eddie Izzard had a scheduling conflict, so Rupert Everett is taking over the role.
Yeah.
This is a big role.
Absolutely.
Many a people, that's not a way of talking.
Many an actor.
Many an actor has won an award for this role. But here we go. So Rupert Everett is joining, as I said, Laurie Metcalf. Also Patsy Farron, who will play Honey, and Russell Tovey as Nick.
I'm excited.
This
All those
play,
Brits.
all the Brits playing, except for Laurie Metcalf playing.
Except for Laurie Metcalf.
This classic American drama by Edward Albee. It begins on March 2nd and opens on April 2nd at a Schubert Theater to be announced. It is directed by Joe Mantello,
Very
who
exciting.
often directs Laurie Metcalf
Yes.
to great triumph. You know Rupert
Once
Everett.
again,
He's a movie
yeah.
star. I don't need to tell you
My
that.
Best
but
Friend's Wedding.
My Best Friend's Wedding. He did get an Olivier nomination for The Judas Kiss, and he made his Broadway debut in Blithe Spirit several
opposite
years
Angela
ago with
Lansbury.
Angie
That's right.
Lansbury.
Angie.
So we'll look forward to that in the spring.
Yes. And one of my favorite Disney movies is getting a little stage adaptation over in London.
Yes, so Regent's Park Open Air announced their new season. And the big news is there will be a new adaptation, musical version of 101 Dalmatians.
Come
on. But featuring music by Douglas Hodge.
The
Tony winner,
actor.
The actor, Tony winner Douglas
Trunch.
Hodge. Yeah, absolutely. He is writing the score for this. So that's super exciting. It will kick off the season. It'll be playing, let me check here, May 16th through June 21st.
It is open air. It's going to be in the
It is.
summertime.
It's open air, yes. But also joining this season, there is a fresh staging of Romeo and Juliet by Kimberly Sykes. That new production will be happening June 27th through the 25th. And then also really exciting, a new version of Carousel that will be choreographed by Drew McConey, who's
Come on.
super busy. He just obviously had King Kong, and he's also taking care of Jesus Christ Superstar on the road. That will be happening. Where do I have it? July 31st through September 19th. So new staging of Romeo and Juliet, 101 Dalmatians with music by Douglas Hodge, and a new version of Carousel with Drew McConey.
That's an eclectic season right
Exciting stuff, yes.
And we found out who's going to be kicking off this new season of Forbidden Broadway.
It's back. Forbidden
Forbidden
Broadway, which has been around for a long time. Gerard Alessandrini's award-winning musical spoof of all things theater. And if you're a Broadway.com fan, then you know what they're spoofing.
Yeah.
Here's the new company. It's always super talented people
Yeah,
because
it
they
always
have to
is, yeah.
spoof the people on the Broadway. Jenny
True.
Lee Stern. I'm going to mess up this name. Aline Maya Goisha.
Oh,
Chris
yeah.
Collins Pisano. Joshua Turchin. And newcomer Emmanuel Houston. Forbidden Broadway, The Next Generation,
Ooh.
will feature up-to-the-moment spoofs of Hadestown, Moulin Rouge, Oklahoma, The Ferryman,
The fair.
Tootsie, Beetlejuice, Frozen, Yiddish Fiddler, and on and on and on. So that'll be super fun. We'll play a 10-week limited engagement at Off-Broadway's Triad Theater from September 18th through November 30th with opening night on October 16th.
Forbidden
excited.
Broadway is always such a blast.
It's so
funny.
fun,
Yeah.
so good. But congratulations to the new cast.
Yeah.
And we do have some sad news to talk about Broadway's Jesus.
Yes, Jeff Fenhol, who made his Broadway debut, and I believe it was also his only main stem credit, played Jesus in the original production of Jesus Christ Superstar by Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice. Of course, he passed away on September 10th. We did know he was ailing, but the exact cause of death is still unknown at this moment. But yes, he opened the show when it opened on October 12th in 1971. He stuck with Jesus Christ Superstar all the way through its closing in July 1st, 1973.
What a hit.
then he reprised his role in the first national tour as well. So he was very dedicated to the show. Of course, it also starred Ben Vereen as Judas and Yvonne Elliman as Mary Magdalene. Very sad news. Of course, our thoughts and prayers are with his family. But yeah.
There you go.
Simon and Garfunkel are hitting the road yet again.
Okay.
Well, not the actual.
Well, not
Simon and Garfunkel.
I don't think they perform together.
Paul
misphrased
Simon
that.
and our Garfunkel are not hitting
No.
that we know of.
The story.
However, there was a West End show called The
Yeah.
Simon and Garfunkel Story,
Yes.
and that is now going to have a brand new 50-city, that's a lot
Wow,
of
that
places,
is.
A lot
tour
of traveling.
across North America. So it will kick off at the Colonial Theater in Idaho Falls, Idaho on September 27th and continue through March 5th. Of course, it's going to tell you all about Simon and Garfunkel and their friendship and their meteoric rise to fame.
Meteoric. What a
50
great word.
cities.
50 cities. That is a commitment.
That's a lot.
That is, yeah. There are some other great things on the site that you can check out right now. We have another edition of our fall preview this year. This time it is Adrienne Warren, who is, of course, starring in Tina.
She's the best.
She's unbelievable.
Simply the best.
She's, yeah, well done.
You're
well
welcome.
done. Look
You're
at
welcome,
that.
everyone.
So episode 7 of Seize the Day-O with Leslie
Beautiful.
Kritzer
Well done.
is happening. There's only one episode left.
I will say,
here.
watch to the end because Leslie Kritzer, as Madge, if you've been watching, you know who
Right,
that is,
yes, yep.
looks up toward the heaviside layer. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my God, it's fantastic. And also Jordan Sparks is going
Yay.
into Waitress. And so there was a presser and we got photos and video. You were there, right?
was
Caitlin
there.
Moynihan?
Oh, yeah.
How was Jordan Sparks?
I am going to have to see Waitress yet again
I get
because
that.
she
They
was
keep
so
casting wonderful
sweet.
people.
Yes,
Yeah,
she's the best.
I can't wait to see her belt her face off.
Yeah, American
There you
Idol
go.
winner. Yeah, so check all that stuff out, but don't do that right now because first we're going to talk to Olivia Hardy. Beth, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Caitlin, would you tell us about today's guest?
Gladly. Yes, we have Olivia Hardy here with us in the studio today. She is about to hit the road in the first national tour of Summer, the Donna Summer Musical. She's playing Duckling Donna. We're so excited to have her because this is her first real professional gig, you guys. She's still in school. We're going to talk all about that. She is going to be Duckling Donna with a degree. We went over that. Make sure you follow her on social media at OH_Olivia9 to stay up to date on what she's doing across the country. And please leave all of your questions in the comments below. Everyone, please welcome Olivia and Ryan.
Hello,
Yay.
Olivia.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So we were fortunate enough to exclusively announce the cast of Summer. You were here. You flew in right from school. You flew right here.
Yeah.
You met your fellow Donnas in this studio that day. It was your
Very
first time
first day.
meeting them. How does it feel to be, just to have this going on in your life right now?
It's incredible. Honestly, I was blown away when I got the role when
Yeah.
I first heard about it. I was actually in Bremen, Germany when I found out that I got the
Really?
role. I was in Europe this summer from May 29th to July 10th.
Okay.
So I got the role while I was sitting at my friend's room in Germany. My agent emailed me and she's like, "You booked it." And I was like, "That's great."
I'm in Germany. I hope that's
I was like, "That's great. I'm very far, but
Yeah.
cool."
Yeah, what was your how familiar were you with Donna Summer or this show when you began your audition process for this?
I was of course familiar with the Donna Summer music. I grew up listening to it,
Okay.
with my parents and whatnot. I wasn't really familiar with the show itself, but I was extremely, extremely excited and humbled to hear that I got the word and that I was
Yeah.
going to be portraying this iconic woman.
Right. What was your audition process like? What did they have you do? What can you let us know about her?
So I was still at school and I got an email from my agent to self-tape for it back in
Okay.
March, beginning of April.
Okay.
So I self-taped for it and then I didn't hear anything back until mid-May.
Mm-hmm.
And so I came to New York and I auditioned in person 2 or 3 times. I think it was 3 times.
Wow.
And yeah, by the end of May, they asked me if I was staying in the United
Going to
States.
Germany. Do you have any plans to go to Germany?
They asked about my summer plans. I said that I was
Right.
going away to Europe for a month and a
Right.
half, and they were like, okay. And so I went away,
Wow.
and I found out that I got the news while I was sitting in Germany.
Wow, what an exciting. Where are you going to school, and what are you going to school for?
So I am a BFA musical theater major at the University of Michigan.
Okay.
I am a senior technically. So.
Wow. Yeah, so I've heard a little bit. Take us through, what are you doing? Because you're taking classes while you're doing this. That is,
Yeah.
You are busier than I can process.
Yeah, so I've taken a leave of absence for this year from school, but
Okay.
I still have credits to finish that I'm going to finish online while I'm on this tour, and I have
Right.
like a couple papers that I have to write, and yeah, and then after this tour
She
is
works
over,
hard for it.
and then after this tour is over, I have to go back for like one more semester, but
Wow.
gotta get that degree.
Yeah,
Very
right.
important.
Was being a performer, being involved in music, was that always? Did you kind of always know that was your calling? That you were going to do that?
Oh yeah, well, from the time that I was little, I did like a performance of The Grasshopper and the Ant when I was like 6 years old.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
just fell in love with it, and I've been doing it ever since.
Right, right. And why? What made you choose this school, this program to?
I chose it because I did their summer program, actually. I did their summer Impulse program, and I just fell in love with the program. I fell in love with the staff and the curriculum, and
Yeah.
I applied to 11 schools, and I auditioned for a whole bunch, but that was the one that I was really banking for, and I was
Right.
very happy when I got it, and
Right.
so it's been wonderful.
And of course, you play Duckling Donna. We also have Diva Donna and Disco Donna, Alex Hairston and Danielle. What has it been like to get to know them? To sort of, have you had like chemistry building kind of like task? What's it like having to play the same woman with these two women that you just met?
They're great. Alex and Danielle, they're some of the most hardworking, most talented women I think I've ever met. And from the moment I met them, in the other room for the very first time, they were incredibly welcoming and incredibly humble and very, very nice to me, and like embracing me into this like Donna trio family. And I'm very, very lucky and grateful to work with these two amazing ladies, as well as the entire cast.
Of course,
But
of
yeah.
course. Has there anything? What have you learned about your craft or your skills as a performer since you've been involved in this process? What lessons have you sort of learned so far?
To play a role that is surrounded by somebody so iconic, it's definitely been a challenge of making sure that I get her authenticity right.
Right.
Because while also keeping a piece of me a part of it too. And I think that it's definitely helped me craft my own process by making sure that I do the research while also recognizing that we're not trying to be exactly like Donna,
Sure,
but
yeah.
we're trying to, emulate her through our own personal experiences too. And I think it's been really, really challenging, but in a really good way.
I bet.
To be
yeah.
able to take on a very iconic role of such an iconic person that everyone in the world knows pretty much. So
Is there a process that you have to sort of get into? Do you find yourself trying to get into the headspace of Donna Summer, like by listening to music, or is there a costume that you have or shoes? Like what kind of helps you get grounded as Donna?
So since I played Duckling Donna, what really grounds me is tapping into that childlike love for performing that she had, that I also had. So I can bring that part of me and meet her in the middle, which
Yeah.
I think is really cool. So being able to play her so young and being able to tap into how she felt as having this dream, being so
Right.
little, and like I had the same one, it's definitely been really cool to kind of like meet those two in the middle and like play Donna while also having the exact same feelings that I did when I was little, and like having
Sure.
it relate to her at the same time.
Right. We were talking. You had your press event earlier today, and I was chatting with Des McAnoff, your director, and I want to ask you what it's like to be working with him. But he said one of the things that he said he thinks people will find surprising about the show is that for all of the joy and all of the triumphs Donna had, there were also low. She suffered some tragedies along the way. In your process of researching her and preparing for this, was there anything that you learned that you were surprised by, or that you found particularly interesting about Donna that you hadn't known before?
I found it really interesting about how she had to fight for the rights for her own music.
Yeah, pioneered this sort of thing.
Because
Yeah.
we see that all the time now in the music
Right,
industry, especially
absolutely.
like Taylor Swift, which has happened with her, and
Beyonce,
like,
yeah.
Beyonce and everybody, and she was really the first one to kind of like come out and be like, this is my these are my songs.
I own this.
I own them. Like, you can't take them away from me. So I thought that was really interesting because it directly, related to what's going on today in the music industry. And I was like, wow, there was that problem even back then.
Right. Yeah. No kidding.
So I think that was really awesome to watch because it's like, it's so inspiring to see somebody so iconic being put through that much struggle to own what was rightfully hers.
Right.
So I had no clue about that to begin with either. So I thought that was really awesome to learn about and how she literally had to fight for her own legacy.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. What else did I learn about her? All the different men that she had in her life also.
Yeah, right. And some with better influence.
Yeah, some with better
some with
influence
others,
than others. But it's also been interesting to watch her journey as a woman, just, in a male-dominated world, especially back during, the 70s, 80s, during that time. And, so it was really interesting to learn about how she had to maneuver around these obstacles, these men obstacles that were, keeping
men
her back.
So
just a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's been really awesome to, see her or learn about her channeling that sort of, perseverance through these different obstacles that kept trying to pull her back.
Right. You mentioned did your parents, did they listen to Donna? Did you get to know Donna Summer through your parents listening to her music?
Mm-hmm.
What was that? Were your parents always encouraging of your artistic pursuits as well?
Oh, yeah. So my dad, I get my music appreciation from my father.
Mm-hmm.
He's got hundreds of records, from a bookshelf in our basement, from top to bottom, just hundreds of records. My grandfather on my dad's side was actually best friends with Duke Ellington.
No way! Oh my goodness, the legacy.
My mom's mother, my grandmother on my mother's side was a backup singer for Billie Holiday. So music has been in my family for a while. So they've
crazy.
always been really supportive, and I can't thank them enough because especially with this kind of field. But it's been, so I've grown up listening to, Donna Summer, the Temptations, all the music of that kind of era. And so I've always loved it, and now I get to, sing it for them back, which is kind of
And remind me again, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Sicklerville, New Jersey, which is about 20 minutes outside of Philadelphia.
Oh, all right. So are your parents, is your family going to be able to come see you out on the road and the show at least once?
Oh, yeah. My parents, if they could travel with me, they really would.
Make sure you're doing your homework. You're taking classes.
Truly.
And you're working with Des McAnuff and Sergio Trujillo, are just two of the most iconic people in this business.
Oh, yeah.
What is it like to be able to work under their tutelage, to be able to partner up with them?
It's been wonderful. Des is great. He's hilarious. He always has some sort of wisdom, some sort of anecdote to give us that somehow ties back into the show, but gives us a good laugh also in the middle. Mm-hmm. And he's got stories upon stories, and he'll tell us all about his experiences in the business, and it's always been very enlightening just to sit and listen to both of them direct, to both of them speak, to both of them tell them about their experiences, and it's been incredible. I cannot tell you how grateful I am.
And Sergio was saying he's putting you guys through it with the choreography. He adds a little bit more every single time. So
he adds. There are a lot of things in this show, choreography-wise, that weren't there before that are definitely
lucky you.
They're definitely lucky me, but he's a genius.
He
is. So
yeah.
His choreography, it's sharp, it's clean, it's beautiful, it's for the music, it's great.
Fantastic.
It's really
I can't
great.
wait. We're excited. I want to open it up to at least a couple of questions from people that are watching. What would they like to know from Olivia?
Yes. So Jesse wants to know, is there a specific tour stop you're most excited to visit or food you want to try throughout the country?
You've already got over 24 cities that you're already planned. Yeah. Where are you excited to go?
I'm excited to go to LA and San Francisco. I've only been to LA once, and I've never been to San Francisco, but we're also going to be there during the winter months.
Yes.
And after
it's a nice getaway.
After being in Michigan the past 3 years for the winter, I'm very excited to be in warm weather.
Right.
I'm very excited for those two cities.
Is there anything you're planning to do to sort of keep track of this journey? And we've had other tour people on before, and some of them have kept journals. We've had a couple people vlog. What are your plans on to sort of help commemorate this journey over the next year or so?
I've been keeping a journal. just telling, writing down what
Yeah.
I feel, what's going on, how excited I am about this, what I'm not excited about, different things to keep my mind in check with all
Right.
of the, things that I have to do and all the things I have to remember to do, like homework and whatnot. So, so keeping a journal has definitely been on my to-do list for this tour, and I've been doing a good job keeping up with it, I think, so far. So,
There you go. Yeah.
I'm excited to write about that and keep myself and other people who I will let read my journal up to date.
You'll have to do something where you try the same type of food in every city you go
yeah.
to. You could be like
Which one's
Lord.
the
Remember
best?
Lord kept us updated on onion rings and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Oh my gosh.
She, you can just choose something that you eat all across the country and see who
That's
does
a
it
good
best.
I always
That's what
try
I would
and
do.
see who has the best ice cream.
There you
That's
go.
a
Yes,
great idea.
absolutely. That's a great idea.
Yes. So Eliza wants to know, how do you even pack to be on the road for a year?
Yeah.
And how do you even
How many
wrap your
buckets
mind
do you
around
get?
that?
So I've had oh my goodness, I've had my room to pack from my house and New Jersey, Pennsylvania, since we kind of moved.
Yeah.
And I had to go back to Michigan to get all my stuff out of my
Right.
Michigan house and then bring it back. And then I haven't even sorted through everything that I don't know. There's so many things. I'm happy that we don't have to pack a lot of winter stuff since we'll be in such warm places for most of the winter.
Right, there you
so that
go.
makes
Yeah.
things a lot easier. But they actually got us all trunks so that we can put
Yeah.
our winter stuff and boots and stuff and
They're
things that
taking
we
care of
won't
you.
use. They're taking care of us, which is nice. So I'm trying my hardest not to overpack. But when you're gone for that long, it's really hard to know what you don't need.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
exactly.
So it's been a challenge. It still is a challenge. I still have clothes that I have to bring up from my house to New York before we go. So I will keep you updated on that
Please
question.
do.
Please do.
And I think we have time
Yes.
for at least one more
We
question.
can do
Yeah.
one last question. And Amanda wants to know, how did you even get your start on the stage? What was the first time you were on stage?
First time I was on stage, I was 6 years old. My mom signed me up after she signed me up for so many different things, for gymnastics, for karate, and I didn't like any of them. But she signed me up for dance lessons. And so the very first time that I was on stage, I was, I think, 4 or 5, and it was for a dance recital. And I still remember the costume. I kept it for a really long time. It was this green sequin bodysuit with white feathers all over it.
You already had a little Donna in you.
I was a little Dutch. So that was the first time that I was on stage, and I just loved it. And I've
Yeah.
kept going, and I haven't stopped, and I don't plan on stopping. So
No, that's
So
good. That's
here.
good news to hear. That's
Good
good
news
news
for
to hear.
us.
Exactly. Well, Olivia, thank you so much.
Thank
I'm so
you so
excited for people to
much.
check you all out on the road. Make sure you find out when the Donna Summer Musical, is headed to your city. Lots of cities across the country. Take your chance. Olivia, thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you.
Such a pleasure getting to meet you.
thank you so much.
Caitlin, would you please take us out?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single weekday here on Facebook. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts by searching for #live@5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We talk to Mark Evans, who is currently Dr. Palmeter and waitress.